Hello and welcome back to the House of Hypnos. So glad you're here. Have you ever constantly heard that phrase, you should sleep 8 hours a day? And maybe you've wondered, why exactly? Or if it's even true for you? Well, if that sounds like you, then my friend, this video is absolutely for you, because today we're diving deep into two super important questions. First, how much sleep do we actually need? And second, how bad is it if we're not getting that just right amount of shut-eye? To get to the bottom of this, let's look at some serious science. Back in 2015, the National Sleep Foundation did something pretty amazing. They brought together a massive team of 18 experts from 12 different organizations, plus 6 more top sleep specialists. Their mission? To meticulously comb through all the scientific literature out there about how much sleep we should be getting. They conducted a super thorough review looking at articles published between 2004 and 2014. Out of a whopping 2,412 articles they checked, 312 made the final cut. These were the ones that really focused on actual data on sleep duration, the effect of both too little and too much sleep, and of course, the health consequences that come with getting the wrong amount of sleep. So after analyzing all this incredible data, this expert panel scored each sleep duration. They put them into 3 clear categories: appropriate amount of sleep, maybe appropriate for some people, and unlikely to be appropriate. And what did they find? Well, here's the kicker. It really depends on your age. Sleep needs actually change quite a bit throughout your life and even vary a little from person to person. So let's break it down by age group. For our tiny newborns, they need between 14 and 17 hours. Wow. Infants are looking at 12 to 15 hours. Toddlers should aim for 11 to 14 hours. Preschoolers need 10 to 13 hours, and school-age children settle into 9 to 11 hours. For teenagers, a solid 8 to 10 hours was considered just right. And finally, for us adults, 7 to 9 hours is the sweet spot, with older adults doing well with 7 to 8 hours. Now here's where it gets really interesting and honestly a little bit worrying. If you consistently sleep outside your recommended range, whether that's too much or not enough, it could actually be a sign or symptom of a serious underlying health problem. And if you're intentionally messing with your sleep, well, that can seriously compromise your health and overall well-being. But let's get back to that second crucial question. Just how bad is it to sleep the wrong amount of time? Over the past few decades, we've seen a mountain of evidence connecting inappropriate sleep duration to some seriously severe health outcomes. We're talking about things like coronary heart disease, cognitive disorders, and even strokes. It's not just about feeling tired, folks. In fact, a powerful study published just this year in 2025 out of Germany pulled together data from 11 systematic reviews and prospective cohort studies. That's over 3 million participants. And what did they find? Consistently with earlier research, it suggests that both short and long sleep durations were linked to an increased risk of all-cause mortality. That means your risk of dying from any cause goes up. Pretty serious stuff. When you're not getting enough sleep, it's been linked to some surprising things. Lower levels of leptin, which is the hormone that tells your brain you're full and satisfied, and higher levels of ghrelin, the hormone that screams, "I'm hungry!" This hormonal imbalance can, over time, lead to the development of obesity, which then increases your risk of cardiovascular disease. It's a domino effect. What's more, they found that insufficient sleep is associated with impaired glucose metabolism and insulin resistance, which also skyrockets your risk of obesity and diabetes. And finally, lower levels of testosterone and melatonin were reported, both of which are linked to an increased risk of all-cause mortality and cardiovascular disease. So it's a whole body impact. But it's not just short sleep. Both prolonged and short sleep duration also mess with the levels of inflammatory markers in your body, like interleukin, tumor necrosis factor, and C-reactive protein. These are known risk factors for things like cancer and cardiovascular disease. Unfortunately, we're still figuring out the exact mechanisms behind why long sleep duration is linked to mortality. It's a bit of a mystery right now. However, some newer studies have shown that sleep deprivation can lead to the buildup of something called reactive oxidative species in the gut of flies and mice. This triggers oxidative stress, which is responsible for inducing a whole host of nasty chronic and degenerative diseases like cancer, cardiovascular diseases, neurological diseases, and respiratory illnesses, among others. It can even damage your DNA. And here's one of the most unexpected facts. Prolonged sleep duration, I'm talking consistently sleeping above 9 hours, actually poses an even higher relative risk of all-cause mortality. So if you're regularly clocking in more than 9 hours, it might be a really good idea to see a specialist. They can offer recommendations and potentially prescribe a treatment to help you find your healthy sleep rhythm. Finally, and this is a really fascinating discovery from a recent study, sleep regularity is actually a stronger predictor of all-risk mortality than sleep duration alone. When you think about it, maybe it's not so surprising. People with irregular sleep patterns are likely exposed to more irregular and potentially hostile environmental stimuli. Things like inconsistent light exposure, as well as an irregularly timed lifestyle with poor physical activity and bad nutrition habits. It all adds up. In the future, studies will really need to pinpoint whether sleep duration and regularity are the cause of these health issues or simply markers of our overall health. In the meantime, let's all keep an eye on both our sleep regularity and duration as a simple yet powerful way to improve our general health and reduce our risks of mortality. Both education and counselling are absolutely key to helping us find favourable physical and working environments, allowing all of us to get sufficient quality sleep. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give us a big thumbs up, subscribe, and leave a comment in the box down below. Your support is truly key for us to continue growing and bringing you more content like this. And until next time, sleep tight.